interview?
No, you're going to come in as well.
I'm coming in as well.
We'd love interviewing you guys, because you can really tell it's as it is. Jack, we just say off camera, where do you see us? Oh my God, am I going to ask this? Where do you see us politically within the sector? Go.
Right. Well, interestingly, I think it comes at two levels. Firstly, I think there is more interest in fresh produce now than we have seen for a long time. I think there is a genuine interest. I think government, to give them their due, is in an interesting position. This is the first government in 50 years that has not had to follow a CAP or been bound by a previous spending commitment. The challenge for them is what to do and how much should it cost.
Yeah.
So historically they have spent, let's say, £2.4 billion. And I think the question that they should be asking is, has it always been spent very well? If we want to do a proper job, how would we do it in the future? My challenge or my concern is, will they ever work out how to do it in the future, or will we just go round and round in circles with endless reviews, mountains of data that they can't see the wood for the trees, and we don't really get anything out of it at the bottom? There is a real opportunity to get it right now. I just wonder whether we're actually going to get there.
Jack Ward, British Growers, Tim O'Malley, CEO, Nationwide Produce on the front line. Do you agree? Do you concur?
I just think this government, I just said it to Tom Bradshaw, head of the NFU before, I sort of not accused him, but I said that they're treating the NFU and farmers with contempt, because we're finding out major things like inheritance tax, the SFI initiative recently, and finding out about it at the same time as Joe Public, who says to me that they're just treating the NFU and the farming industry with contempt. Funny enough, he collared me after Tom Bradshaw, and he said, it's not us, it's this government. They're just so wholly incompetently run. And I entirely agree with him. I think they come up with schemes, whether it be winter fuel allowance, whether it be what they've done on inheritance tax with the farmers, which is absolutely shocking, just so ill thought out, ill conceived, lack of research, and then further down the line start to regret it. They've done a U-turn on winter fuel. I hope and pray they'll do a U-turn on inheritance tax.
So both of you, I've had the pleasure of interviewing you for the last 15 years, Tim especially. Some of the interviews that I've done with you have been the most watched interviews that we've done, because you've been a man of reason, but we always seem to be criticising the government at the time.
Yeah.
Should we be going down the Singapore method of government, where there's a 15-year plan, and then because we always seem to be in this constant state of flux.
Yeah, I think government is very, very difficult, and especially now we've moved into this situation where you get a general election or pre-general election, you go around and you tell everybody they can have whatever they want if they're prepared to vote for you. You get in, and then you realise actually it's really, really difficult, and the amount of discretionary spend you've got on as a government is minimal. So by the time you've defended the country, you've made it healthy, you've looked after all the ailing citizens, you've educated it, you've done this and that. The amount of money left is tiny, and that's the amount of money you're supposed to deliver all these wonderful things that you promised the electorate, and it can't be done. I mean, you look at it in America, enormous promises being made left, right and centre that can't be delivered, and the same in this country. They said we can do this, we can do that, and as voters we're seduced by this, and we end up with people who can't deliver it. Government is much more complicated, and we're making it more complicated.
Well, I didn't really say much to you before, Tim.
But coming back to what we were saying earlier about let's call it driving societal change. Tim's business is rapid ahead, doing really well, and we're seeing some other companies like Worldwide Fruit doing very well. The consumer is looking to eat more fresh produce, and I keep on talking about it today, just saying it to Dan at VegPower, ultra processed foods. People seem to be waking up to the fact it's bad, and the younger generation are eating better, are looking to be more healthy. So being optimistic for the sector, we should see, go government or not, we should see a betterment. We should see more produce being sold.
Yeah, I mean, there are two things. Certainly, I think there's more interest in fresh produce than we've seen before. The second thing is that actually, historically, relatively small amounts of government funding has come into the fresh produce sector, which has made it much more innovative, much more lighter on its feet. And that's why I think you are seeing fresh produce companies succeeding. I mean, what's also good is there's been a realisation over the past couple of years, and we went through some really difficult times a couple of years ago in terms of dealing with the retailers, that actually this stuff, well, it does grow on trees, doesn't it? And it's subject to the vagaries of the weather. And you've got to make sure you've got those producers there. And in order to make sure you've got those producers there, you've got to pay them a realistic price. So, you know, I'm optimistic about the future. You know, we don't need huge amounts of cash from the government. We just need a little bit of support in various areas.
Jack, thank you to you and all of your colleagues. I love all of your colleagues at British Growers. You do a great job for us all. Thank you.
As you, Max.
Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.
Investing quite heavily in the
See you later, Matt.
And